México lindo y querido, si muero lejos de ti, que digan que estoy dormida y que me traigan a ti. Que digan que estoy dormida y que me traigan a ti. México lindo y querido, si muero lejos de ti. Hello everybody, this is Ro. Welcome to the Tequila Princess channel. I am pretty sure that every single Mexican in the world will say the same as I do. Mexico is the most amazing country in the whole world. And to prove it, I will be sharing with you a few of the most incredible, coolest places in my country. I will not be talking about the most popular, internationally known kind of places like Cancun, Baja, Puerto Vallarta, or now that it's part of the modern world wonders, Chichen Itza. No. I will be sharing with you some of the lesser known places that might not be internationally famous, but they definitely should. The first place that I want to tell you about, I went there for the first time when I was very little, probably 6 years old, with my parents. And it's very close to Mexico City. It is called Teotihuacan, the place where the gods are made. That is the meaning of its name in Nahuatl. I love that place. We used to go at least once a year, but usually more often. When you enter the archaeological site, you will find this huge road that is called Calzada de los Muertos. On the sides, you will see smaller constructions, and at the end, you will see the 43 meters tall Pirámide de la Luna, the moon's pyramid. And kind of in the middle to your right, you will see the 65 meters tall Pirámide del Sol, the sun's pyramid. Those two are, of course, the main attraction, but you have many other places. I remember when I was little, my dad used to take me on his shoulders and climb every single one of the buildings in Calzada de los Muertos until we reach the moon's pyramid, where he will take me down and both of us will climb it together until we get to the top. And many other times, particularly during the spring solstice, I would go with my mom and my sister, dressed in white with a red belt, and climb the sun's pyramid all the way to the top. And there we will just recharge our energy with the sun. It was super cool. I loved those trips. That also made me realize that when you are scared of heights like I do, that problem intensifies with age. Because a few years ago, I went back with a couple friends and I wasn't able to climb the whole pyramid this time. It has like 5 sections. I think I was reaching the third one when I just started to have this vertigo panic attack. So I couldn't reach the top. I was resting there with my legs hanging down, trying to control my fear, trying to overcome it, just to appreciate the view of the valley. It was amazing. I wish I could have reached the top this time, but I already know that I've been there many times. The view is just so beautiful. You cannot believe it. It's an exercise for conquering your fears. It was worth it. Another place that I also knew when I was little and came back later when I was older, it's in Oaxaca, the little town of Santa Maria del Tule. There you will find one of the oldest trees in the world. It's believed to be over 2,000 years old, and it's huge. It's an ahuehuete tree, and it is the world's widest tree trunk. It's just an impressive, huge, ancient tree. I remember when I was little, something that caught my eye and impressed me beyond words. You will find a lot of indigenous children around the tree that will give you a tour. The thing is that this tree has many curious and peculiar formations that you can imagine is a lion or a turtle, or I don't remember what other figures, but they are there with these little mirrors to point you to the places where you are supposed to find these figures. But the impressive thing is that they do it in many languages. I heard them that day do it in Spanish, English, French, and Hebrew. But they don't even speak Spanish. They only speak their indigenous language and learn the whole tour and with customized jokes in every single language. It was impressive for me. When you go to Santa Maria del Tule, there is not many things to do, although the place is beautiful. But the main attraction is the tree. But also you should find some of the local restaurants because the food is just good. Now we're traveling to the state of Chiapas. I want to take you to an impressive natural park, El Cañón del Sumidero. It is a canyon that has a river in the bottom and that you can navigate in a small boat tour. They will take you to see the huge, impressive walls of this canyon that are 1,300 meters tall, and you will be going all the way to the end where you will see the impressive, super peculiar Cascada Árbol de Navidad, the Christmas tree waterfall. It's so different. It's these stalactites that have a peculiar conic shape that also goes in a pine tree shape, and it looks so pretty. It's so different and so special. That time I was with my crew staying in Tuxtla Gutiérrez, which is the capital of the state, and from there is 5 kilometers to the Cañón del Sumidero. And we rented a car and we were relying on the GPS to take us there easily. And it took us to the park. What we didn't know is that the park takes you on the way up so that you can see the canyon from the top. There are several sightseeing points where you have an incredible view of the river and the walls from the top. We were there, and I remember in one of the spots there were so many clouds we could barely see anything, and suddenly a falcon crossed flying in front of us like a few meters away from us. That was amazing. Now, little tip. Take the boat first because they will give you a little bracelet, and with that bracelet you will be able to go to the park and take the highway for free. And I definitely suggest that you take both the bottom and the top tours because the view is just so different, so impressive, and so gorgeous. It's definitely worth it. Next step, the beach. To be more exact, an island that is perfect for a romantic getaway. Holbox. It means in Mayan, black hole. And it's a small, tiny island in the same state of Cancun, which is Quintana Roo. Actually, for getting there, you need to go to Cancun first. From there, you take a bus to the village of Chiquila, and from there you will take a ferry to the island. On the island, there are no cars. It's not allowed. You can only either walk around, rent a bike, or you can also rent golf carts. That is super fun to do. Be careful because at night, there are a lot of crabs crossing the roads and you might... So be careful with them. The place is like a little paradise. White sand, turquoise sea, and the water is shallow and perfect for relaxing. I remember we once walked about 200 meters and the water wasn't higher than our knees. And then we saw this flamingo group over there. They were so close, but we tried to get a little bit closer and then they just started flying, so we didn't have the chance to take any pictures. But it was so beautiful. If you go there, make sure of two things. The first one is to go in between March and November because during those months you have a chance of witnessing at night the bioluminescence, a natural phenomenon where the water will just glow in the dark. And the other thing that you want to do is bring all the cash that you will be needing. All of the ATMs in the island, which is like 3 or 4, are connected by a net. If for some reason the net goes down, you have no way of either paying with your card or taking money. That happened to me when I was there. That was definitely something that I would have loved to know in advance. So if you're going to Cancun, make sure to also visit Helvosh. It is beautiful, definitely worth it, and it's ideal for a romantic getaway. Our last stop is gonna be in the middle of the jungle, the beautiful ruins of Palenque. Palenque is in the state of Chiapas, again, and it is huge, covered by the jungle, literally. Right now there is only about 2% uncovered, which is 2.5 square kilometers. They decided not to uncover the rest of the site because most of the buildings are actually kept together by the jungle, and also, most importantly, because we don't want to destroy the jungle itself. Palenque has a super humid weather, so make sure to bring water and also water-resistant shoes. The place is gorgeous. It's like a little historical time capsule. It's so interesting to see one of the most important Mayan cities with my own eyes. I went there with my friends from the tour guide certification course. We hired a tour guide that when he learned that we were also training to get certified as tour guides, he gave us a special tour inside of the jungle to see some of the uncovered buildings and structures. It was so special. I most definitely enjoyed that hike so much. As you can see, Mexico has a little bit of everything. What about you give this video a thumbs up, and if we reach 50 likes, I will make a second part with amazing places where I had been. And if we reach 100 likes, I will make also a video with the places where I plan to go next, sometime when this pandemic let us travel freely again. So don't forget to like this video and see you next week. Bye!